So dear students, this video we will be seeing about the counters, the experiment on counters. So this is experiment number 5. Let me go here. It's a experiment number 5, which is about counter design. Design and implementation of 3-bit modulo counter as synchronous and asynchronous. So herein we will be doing both synchronous counter and asynchronous counter. First you have to understand the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. In synchronous counter, the clock signal will be the same for all the flip-flops. Then it is a synchronous counter. In asynchronous, the output of the first flip-flop will be fed as clock to the second flip-flop, and the output of the second flip-flop will be fed as clock to the third flip-flop. That becomes asynchronous. And the clock signal will be fed only to the first flip-flop. Okay, so this becomes a basic difference between synchronous counter and asynchronous counter. The circuit diagram, how to realize a synchronous counter is that, let me go here. So this is what you have to know. We will be using JK flip-flop in this design. The excitation of JK flip-flop goes like this. So when both are 0, when your present state and your Q and Q bar both are 0, your input for J and K will be 0K. So when Q is set, your J will be 1. When Q bar is set, your J will be, your K will be 1. Okay. So that one thing you have to understand. So you can see here. So this is my excitation table of JK flip-flop. Yes. So now this is my current state and the next state, the present state. This is a modulo 8 counter. I am going to design a 3-bit counter. 3-bit synchronous counter means it is going to count from 0 to 0, 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. So totally 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1 means you will have 8 states in it. You will have 8 states, so it is also named as mod 8 counter. Okay. So here you can see that the from it is counting from 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. So now these are the states which is present. From 0, 0, 0 it will be moving to the next state will be 0, 0, 1. Then when this becomes the present state, the next state will be 0, 1, 0. When this becomes the present state, the next state will be 0, 1, 1. So this goes on till it goes as a continuous process. For every clock signal, you can realize that there is a change in your next state. Your next state is continuously changing whenever the clock signal is given. And for these present state and the next state, what I am going to decide is I am going to decide the input for my J and K. That is done with the help of your truth table, which is available. If this is my present state and this is the next state, what is the inputs for J and K? You can see for 0 and 0 your input is 0x. For 0 and 1 your input is 1x. So that is what given over here. Actually this is present state and this is next state. For 1 and 1, you can see for 1 and 1 it is x and 0. You can see here. So similarly for every present state and next state, you have to decide your inputs. After deciding your inputs, you have to draw the K map for JC, KC, JB, KB, JA and KA, and accordingly what you have to do here is you have to decide the inputs for these flip-flops. Okay, so that is how we will be deciding, or we will be looking over, or we will be implementing your synchronous counter. So the thing is that you have to write your present state, you have to write your next state, and you have to decide your inputs. After deciding your inputs, you have to draw K map for each input. After drawing K map for each input, you have to decide, you have to get to know what is the input for each, what is the value of input to be fed for each J and K. That should be implemented in your circuit diagram. So when you look over, when you draw the K map for J and K, you get it to be 1. Here again you get it to be 1. Here you get to an AND operation of Q0 and Q1. So that is what you get over here, and that becomes your input section. So now this circuit diagram, after drawing a circuit diagram, that is implemented in your Proteus again. So this is the Proteus diagram, that is implemented. You can see 3 flip-flops are used and 1 AND gate. The output of your first flip-flop and second flip-flop are ANDed together, and that is fed to your third flip-flop, JK flip-flop. And this is my clock pulse, and you can see that all the clock are fed with the all the clock signals of the 3 flip-flops are fed from the same clock pulse. So this becomes a synchronous counter. Okay, and again you can see here, this is my 5 volts that is given as input to the JK flip-flop, and you have got a preset pin and a clear pin, and both preset and clear is done with the help of these switches. Yes, and 3 LEDs are used. These 3 LEDs will show you the different states. Okay, so now what I have set here is, I have set this clock to be about a period of 2 seconds. It will be varying, and a low to high clock pulse is set over here. Yes, so now let me start the simulation. I have started the simulation. Let me clear it, and let me clearing and presetting is done over here. Now you can see the states are changing continuously. Okay, so it is 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. So again it becomes 0 0 0. The truth table, you can see this truth table will be continuously changing from 0 0 0 0 0 1. It goes on continuously 0 1 0. Now suppose what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to change the clock pulse. This clock signal, let me increase the time period, or let me decrease the time period little bit. Let me see what happens here. It will be little bit faster. You can see it is little bit faster. 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. So this becomes the operation of a synchronous counter. You can please try to simulate in your platform and check out whether this is working or not. The second set of experiment is that the same thing you will be having about asynchronous counter. So asynchronous counter is little bit easier. The only difference here, what we make out here, is the output of the first flip-flop is fed as clock to the second flip-flop. You can see here the output of first is fed as clock to the second, and the output of second is fed as clock to the third. Yes, so if you give this connection, you will get the asynchronous flip-flop to be working. Let me open the project. 1 minute. So it's save project. Open project. Yes, it is counter. Yes, so this is asynchronous flip-flop. Let me run this and show. You can see here it is 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 and 0 0 0. Then again it will come to 1 1 1. Yes, so this is the operation of asynchronous flip-flop. How do I say this to be asynchronous flip-flop is that you can see here, let me zoom it out. Yes, so the output of first flip-flop, the Q bar, is fed as clock to the second. The output of second flip-flop, Q bar, is fed as clock to the third. So this becomes an asynchronous flip-flop. Yes, so try to understand this, execute and check it out. This is for the experiment counter design using by asynchronous, synchronous and asynchronous counter design. Thank you.